Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Clues, Cues and Reviews, and today we're looking at World Trigger chapter 135. This is a 5-point review, but before we get into it, yes, I need a shave, yes, I need a haircut. I'm only putting up this like this because I used to have my hair like this when I actually had more hair. It's thinning now, so I'm just making the most of my hair while I can. In any case, interesting point to discuss. I have been trying to post these videos on Reddit. As you know, they're quite stringent and they're always knocking you for spam, even though I just want to get my content out there. So if anyone that do come across this video have any ideas where I can post this to get this out there to the people that actually enjoy manga, who enjoy World Trigger, do let me know in the comment section below. But without further ado, let's get into this review. So point number one, is an aftermath of a battle. I initially thought when I saw the first panel while it was loading that it was the aftermath of the battle on Medan or Earth, basically. It turns out it was a flashback of Reggie, and there's basically his country or his area got wiped out, and there were 6 warriors there, which I believe were from After Creator by the looks of it, with the horns. One appeared to have a black trigger, although others may have had, just because of the way it was drawn. I could see clearly that one was. There was probably a few others that had black triggers. And the comment of him being like, oh, a soldier, and they go, leave him be. He's like lost the will to fight and live, I guess. But there's an interesting statement mentioned there. Suppress the mother trigger. That was interesting because it opens up a whole theory of how triggers are developed. Are they pieces of a bigger trigger overall, and is that how one nation kind of manages their triggers, or did it all come from one trigger, the mother trigger? And when you capture that, you've hit the mother load, pun intended, so to speak. So it's an interesting point to bear in mind for point number one. So point number two, we go back to the normal timeline, and we get that order from last week: capture the kid, we'll take him with him, prove your loyalty type of thing. Then Reggie's basically thinking back to a conversation between Rata and Gatlin, and they were talking about how their actions, their orders to go do what they're doing now, is really After Creator's strategy to kind of do a bit of misleading or kind of misdirection, so to speak, to get the attention on this neighbor country more than anything else. So it's interesting that he said that, and you get the question gets asked, what if I deny you, what if I refuse to do this? And he goes, and you can't come with us, we'll consider you a spy. So he goes, okay then, and he just stabs the kid. And I'm like in shock. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why is he gonna do that? I thought he was gonna be a good guy. So it really threw me for a loop. And you could see Jin was watching from afar as well. He probably was shocked by the whole occasion, or was he? I don't know. He sees the future. So that leads on to point number 3. So point number 3, even Reggie himself is shocked by the fact that he's done this, that he's killed the kid, and that's for all intents and purposes what it looked like he'd actually done. So I was in shock the whole time, and he goes, he really is a bloody monster, is what he actually says. But then what he does do in that shock is he reveals the orders that he got about After Creator prisoners. He basically got told, in a nutshell, don't save them, if they interfere, kill them. And he goes, you're no different, I ain't taking you back with me, your country's abandoned you, you've killed this kid, the whole country, the whole world's going to be after you here. And he goes, you're as good as dead. Oh, easy. Point number 4 coming. So point number 4, with the revelation that he's practically abandoned by his own country, the kid gets up, he was faking, he was not dead. So I'm beginning to think, that was ingenious. What did they do? I bet it was something to do with the scorpion. And it was. So basically the actual trigger he was using was a scorpion, as we know can be manipulated and turn into shapes. So what he actually had done is, although it looked like it entered the body, it was actually bent around him and come back out. It was kind of like the old-fashioned magic tricks, where it looked like he got stabbed, and the old-fashioned movie tricks, I guess. And basically he had done that to actually get around it. Now what this kind of did was, this kind of prompted the conversation. Reggie's like, you lied to me, and he goes, you were lying from the beginning, Hughes basically says to Reggie. This prompts Reggie to throw out his trigger, which was called Thugator, like a reptilian type thing, which was kind of cool, to be honest with you. And then Hughes releases his Lamphirus, like big dust cloud and it's all black. I honestly thought he had a black trigger, but apparently according to the wiki he's got a normal trigger, an A-class trigger, and basically literally wipes the floor with him. Reggie gets scared, he's overwhelmed by the power that this guy possesses, and he basically looks like cogs with spikes, goes through his body, and literally Hughes wipes the floor with him with ease, I guess, which causes a bailout, which causes Jin to say, oh, so these have developed the technology to bail out as well, which sets up point number 5. So, point number 5. I found this probably the most hype part of this chapter, because your mind starts getting excited about the possibilities. But basically what happens is Jin and Hughes are talking, and the little kid, he goes, oh, you did well there, and the little kid's like, yeah, I taught him quite a few different things, you know, how to be tricky, I guess. And Hughes basically says, remember that bet we had? I want to call that bet in now, like the chip, basically, to say I'm going to call in that favour now that you owe me. He goes, yeah, cool, what do you want? I want to go back to After Crater. Do what you have to do. I was like, okay. He goes, okay, you're gonna have to join the team. I was like, okay. Which team? Team A or Team B? I'm hoping it's Team B. We'll have to wait and see. In any case, like me, I'm sure you're excited. It's a 7 out of 10 for me. I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I'm hoping to see more. I know we had bad news about the actual World Trigger anime ending. I'm hoping when we get a little bit more down the path, we can get to see a bit more. I was hoping it would be a lot more episodes. So what I will be doing at some point is doing an anime review of what the episodes we've got so far. I'll probably look at the fillers. I know there's quite a bit of filler in there, and hopefully we'll look at the story as a whole and then filler episodes as well and how they play a role. But in any case, interesting chapter. Sets up some interesting stuff. Now I'm guessing with the end of this and the battle more or less over, we're going to go back to find out what Team B is up to, what Hugo's up to, and the rest of the team. Will he be joined straight away? Will he have to do the entrance exam like everybody else? We'll have to wait and see. He has got an A-class trigger according to the wiki, so it should be interesting. If they had him on the team, craziness will happen. Craziness will happen. The interesting about this though is if After Crater are as bad as they seem, and if it's the whole country, how will this be when they actually, if he ever actually gets caught to go back? Or is it a select sect that's taken over, kind of like in Border, you've got sects that hate others and some that are not so bad. If it's that kind of thing, it could be that After Crater, after all of this and everything is settled, actually become a friend. Just a thought, threw it out there. But in any case, I enjoyed this chapter. Few shocking surprises. I was really surprised, but a nice ending and sets up some interesting points for the future. That's all for me today, guys. Before I go, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video and let me know in the comment section below what you enjoyed. Thumbs down if you didn't, but don't do it for trolling. I don't really pay attention to it, and it adds no value to the video, to be honest with you. But like I said, thank you very much for your time. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the manga. I'll see you next time. Bye.